It's an amazing day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Wizards of the Coast has just announced a ton of new products. We've got all the sets that are coming out in 2023. We've got multiple secret layers, and Dominaria Remastered is going to be made out of more than 27 different sets.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends! I hope the day finds you well because I am super hyped. Wizards of the Coast just did a mega announcement talking about 12 different Magic products, and we're going to go through all the craziness here, and I have to admit that Dominaria United has me mega hyped to the point where I've had to try and record this multiple times because I've gotten too excited and start rapidly talking super fast. So I'm going to keep it chill and we're going to dive into the fun. We're going to start out with the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth set. Up on the screen, you're going to see a piece of artwork that I instantly fell in love with. I mean, this is Gandalf and the Hobbits, and it's got just such an inviting feel. Lord of the Rings is the bedrock that a lot of North American fantasy is built upon, and it's always had a special place in my heart. So seeing this made me instantly happy. And they actually give us more artwork. We've got Frodo here with the ring, which looks really good as well. Now, this is going to be a modern legal set. It's going to come in draftable boosters, but they're also intending on putting it on Arena and giving it its own Arena season as well for alchemy. So they're actually not just going to have it in physical, which I think is pretty sweet. And actually take a look at this artwork too. We've got the Balrog as well. I do love the visuals that have accompanied these announcements. We've got a lot of awesome stuff that we get to look at in this video. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about are the 30th anniversary promos. Now, we briefly touched on these already. These are promos that have the year stamped on them, and there's one done for every year that Magic's been in existence. So they start from 1993, and they go all the way to the present. And we saw the first batch of them with the Sarah Angel and the Ball Lightning, but we didn't really know specifically what they were going to be used for. Now, Wizards of the Coast has come out and said that these will actually be available at the next 8 pre-releases. So essentially each batch will come out in waves, and you can go to each pre-release, and if you go to all of them, then you'll end up with all of the promos. They're also doing a 30th anniversary secret layer with a very similar concept. It's going to feature one card from each year of Magic's history, but instead of being reprinted artwork, it will feature new artwork, and each of the 30 cards will be in their own individual booster wrapping, so you can choose whether you want to keep them sealed or take them out. Speaking of secret layers, they let us know that the August secret layer super drop is actually coming out in 4 days, and that will include 2 that they've already teased us with: Victor Adame Minguez, the Artist Series, and Showcase Dominaria United. That one's more exciting to me just off the bat, as I am super hyped about Dominaria United right now. The story is awesome. Been covering it over on Fantasy Geographic. If you haven't checked it out already, you're genuinely missing out. This is the best Magic story we have had in years. Now, let's talk about Warhammer 40k. So, when it comes to the Warhammer 40k commander decks, turns out they're all going to be given custom soul rings that are keyed in to the particular deck concept. So if you take a look at them on the screen, you have to admit some of these look pretty amazing. I mean, it depends on taste, right? If you're not into Warhammer, then these probably don't resonate with you. But if you are into Warhammer, and I know enough about Warhammer lore that I can tell by looking at these that they have the right flavor for the decks that they're being put in, which is really nice. There's even more secret layer action in the form of a Doctor Who secret layer, and they gave a bunch of artwork to accompany this. Now, I don't know that much about Doctor Who. Apparently, he can change his form. He's a Time Lord who's supposed to be protecting the universe, but is shirking his duty and is the last of his kind, something like that. Honestly, I never really got into Doctor Who because when I was a kid, the music scared me so much that you know what I'm talking about, that made me run fleeing from the room. So I never got into Doctor Who as an adult, really, but it seems like there's some cool concepts underneath, and the artwork that they're showcasing, I am tangentially aware of Doctor Who enough that I actually recognize some of this stuff. So for me, it seems like this Doctor Who secret lair is probably gonna go over pretty well. All right, now let's talk about Dominaria Remastered, because this set concept blew my mind. When we originally speculated on what it was going to be, I was heavily leaning towards it being another double feature. But I was dead wrong. They are doing something way more ambitious and way cooler. They are literally remastering Dominaria. So there are 27 different magic sets that are all set on the world of Dominaria. They are pulling cards from all 27 of those different sets, and on top of that, they have made some additional cards in commander decks and other side products that are basically from the plane of Dominaria, right? That's a fun thing that they do with side products where they go, hey, we can put all kinds of things from different worlds together in a mishmash. So they're plucking out the little pieces that belong in Dominaria and putting them in. Now, this doesn't mean that they're just taking all the cards from every set, right? They didn't tell us the size of the set, what it's going to be. I expect it's going to be a Chonk Boy set. I expect it's going to be bigger than usual because why not, right? Wizards will probably make it, I'm guessing, I'm going to say 500 to 600 cards in terms of the size, but that's pure speculation just based on some of the stuff they've been doing recently. So the idea behind the Dominaria Remastered stuff is really cool, and they've actually showed us some of the cards that are going to be included. You've got Force of Will, and when I saw this Richard Kane Ferguson artwork, I started slapping my desk and howling like a monkey. And I guess actually, since I'm mentioning that, I intended today to do Dominaria United spoilers. But because all this stuff happened, I'm not really getting to cover it here, and I haven't looked at the cards. So what I'm going to do is look at them live over on my other YouTube channel, Hatcher, tonight in a live stream. So I'll leave the link down in the description. If you want to see my original reactions to the brand new Dominaria United spoilers, you can come on by. I am so insanely hyped about this set. And if you think the Force of Will that you are looking at right now is crazy, the next thing that I show you, if you're an old school player like me, my jaw dropped. Here it is, Arborea. They redid Arborea. I just stared at the screen. I stared at the screen for like 2 minutes and said, no, no, no. This is going to be the best thing ever. Wizards is killing it right now. Are you kidding me? The Dominaria United story is so good. You've got all kinds of awesome elements being pulled from Magic's past, stuff that we haven't seen in forever. And the Phyrexians have been made into a genuine threat. Like, they are coming in like heavy hitters, which is a little bit crazy at first when you go, whoa, the Phyrexians weren't always this beastly. But then you see the effect that it has, and it ratchets up the level of the story. I am not joking with you. In terms of Magic story, the Dominaria United story is amazing. And I have put out like 6 or 7 lore videos on it already. And I'm putting out another one today. After this, I'm going to spend my time reading the story, making the video, and then after that, it's just getting hyped about Dominaria United cards. You guys have no idea how happy I am right now. Okay, slow it down. We did this before. I can't start again. Okay, so, woo, we're doing good. This is going to be amazing. All right, stay with me, people. Let's continue. Breathe in, Arborea. We're good. Arborea. Okay, so let's talk about the Brothers' War. The Brothers' War! My favorite storyline in Magic the Gathering's history is the next set that's coming. And we found out that not only, surprise, surprise, is it going to have a heavy artifact theme, but it's going to feature a melding of past and present. So the question becomes, are we doing a past and present like flashback style scenario, or are we doing a past and present where they're actually going to try and go back and meddle with the Brothers' War and meddle with the whole Mishra and Urza setup and try and switch it so somehow Mishra becomes the ascended planeswalker with the gemstone eyes but works for Phyrexia? Like, I don't know if that's what's going on, but I know we're about to spend like the next year embroiled in this Dominarian and Phyrexian storyline stuff, and I am so hyped. Wait until you hear the names of the sets for where we're going next. Do you know what's next after the Brothers' War? Phyrexia, all will be one. Phyrexia, all will be one. That's the name of the set. And we're going back to New Phyrexia. It had been so long since the Phyrexian storyline, where Karn originally created this world that was supposed to be a sanctum for him and pure, but he, unbeknownst to him, carried a seed of Phyrexian oil within him, and it germinated on the plane of Mirrodin and turned it into New Phyrexia. And then we had this crazy epic storyline, and then just crickets, nothing. But now Wizards is like, yo, it's time. Let's go to New Phyrexia. They've done a bunch of artwork. They got the different nested spheres. Elish Norton is staying in her bastion of power. It's gonna be epic. So, what comes after Phyrexia all will be one, you might ask? Well, that is March of the Machine. Another Phyrexian-style, Dominarian battle-style set. Although, I mean, I guess Phyrexians could be elsewhere. I shouldn't say Dominaria automatically, right? Because we got to see how things pan out. Phyrexia could be going further out into the multiverse, trying to spread the power even further, right? So, you've got March of the Machine. What's after March of the Machine? March of the Machine Aftermath. So we get the epilogue. We're getting this massive. We went from like one little block. Here you go. Here's New Capenna. Beep, beep, get in my Jeep. You want to do some crime? I know there's nobody to arrest us, but somehow we're still criminals. You know what I mean? We went from that to, we're going 4 or 5 sets. The Phyrexian Menace. I don't even want to tell you what it's doing. Go check out the lore. I don't want to say spoilers here because what's happening is unthinkable. What happened yesterday was unthinkable. What happened the day before was unthinkable in terms of the story, all right? Some of it, yeah, you know what, I could see that happening, but some of it, I couldn't believe it. I cannot tell you enough. Go check it out. It's awesome, all right? So, after that, that's when we take a break from the Phyrexian stuff. Guess where we're going after that? We're going back to Eldraine. I loved Eldraine, man. It was a breath of fresh air. We had this kind of lull where we weren't getting magic stories for a while, and then Eldraine came out, gave us a proper story, a bunch of goofy, silly stuff, a bunch of powerful cards. Like, it was a good time. And the thing about Eldraine that a lot of people don't know is we got robbed. There was supposed to be an Eldraine Part 2, but Wizards had to shuffle their production schedule around to accommodate like a Godzilla tie-in. So Ikoria gets moved forwards in place of Throne of Eldraine 2. The story was supposed to be, the first Throne of Eldraine is like mankind versus the wilds and everything, like the elves and all the creatures of the wild. But the second Eldraine was supposed to be some parts of mankind allying up with the wilds, and then they're becoming some kind of inter-battle between them. And those actually are what became the bonders in Ikoria, because a lot of assets for Throne of Eldraine 2 were essentially converted to make Ikoria on the fly. If you've ever wondered why Ikoria's story didn't line up and all the mechanics kind of feel cobbled together and you can't figure out why Narset's in the set and you're just looking and go, in the story actually for Ikoria, the Narset comes up like this. Vivian's a main character in the story and she goes, I saw Narset around here somewhere. Like, that's it. That's the only reference. It's kind of incredible, right? So we're going back to Eldraine. We're going to have the artwork is great, right? I mean, it's up on the screen while I've been talking about it, so hopefully you enjoy it. But anyways, let's talk about something I already told you was coming, but now is confirmed. Ixalan. We're going back to Ixalan with the Lost Caves of Ixalan. A crazy treasure hunt, got a kind of original Zendikar-esque vibe to it, right? But I'm here for it, I got to admit. Now that we're past, like, Kamigawa and Capenna, which weren't really my swords and sorcery style, we're moving into like 2023 is the year of Magic history. And I don't know if anybody told you, but I just happen to be the Magic historian, which means it's my year, all right? We're going to be knocking it out of the park. Not only am I going to keep cranking awesome videos here, not only am I going to keep making amazing Magic lore videos over on Fantasy Geographic, but I will continue to do banger live streams on my third YouTube channel, Hatcher, where tonight we are going to go buck wild looking at Dominaria United. If you've ever wanted to see me clap like a circus seal and lose my mind, then come on by, but don't bring your kids, because some of the stuff I say ain't gonna be for them. The language over there gets pretty wild. Thanks for coming by, my friends. Links up on the screen to both of my channels if you want to check them out. Big thank you to my patrons, and I will see you in one of these locations.